Are you ready for some thrilling news, Leafs Nation? A prominent TSN analyst has just dropped a bombshell about a potential trade that could reshape our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. With the trade deadline looming, could a gritty center from the Flyers be the missing piece to our playoff puzzle? What if I told you this player's style could make us harder to play against in the postseason? Buckle up, because you don't want to miss this. All right, Leafs Nation, let's dive into some exciting news coming from our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. As we edge closer to the March 7 trade deadline, the buzz is all about potential moves that could strengthen our lineup for a deep playoff run. This time, former NHL defenseman and TSN analyst Frankie Cato has put forth a name that has many fans whispering with anticipation: Scott Laughton of the Philadelphia Flyers. Cato emphasized how Laughton's playing style could align perfectly with what the Leafs are trying to build. He mentioned that Laughton makes you harder to play against, and let's be real, this has been a recurring theme for the Leafs this season. They've made it clear that they want to toughen up, particularly as we head into the playoffs. Laughton, with his versatility, could be that missing piece. Now, Laughton's statistics this season show he's not just a physical player, but also brings a decent offensive touch with 26 points, 11 goals and 15 assists over 54 games. Sure, his offensive ceiling might not be sky-high, but his two-way game and ability to adapt to different line situations make him an attractive option. The Flyers have even utilized him as a first-line center, while the Leafs are eyeing him for a third-line role. It's a classic case of filling gaps where it matters most. But here's where it gets tricky. The Flyers are not going to let Laughton go easily. Philadelphia's asking price is reportedly high because he plays a critical role for them. If we want him, it's likely going to take a significant offer. Perhaps a first-round pick in 2026 and a solid prospect. That raises the question, is it worth it? I mean, do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, Laughton could bring that grit and determination we desperately need in the postseason. Yet, on the other hand, giving up future assets could come back to haunt us. We've seen how pivotal draft picks can be in shaping a franchise's future. With the talent pool getting deeper every year, is it wise to trade away a first-round pick for a player that, while helpful, may not be the game-changer we envision? We also have to consider the chemistry and how Laughton would mesh with our current lineup. If he can add that toughness while also contributing offensively, he could be a game-changer. But if he struggles to adapt or lives up to his limited offensive potential, we might find ourselves questioning this move. What's clear is that the Leafs are serious about making a push for the Cup this year. General Manager Brad Treliving has already indicated that strengthening the third-line center position is a top priority, and Laughton fits that bill. It's refreshing to see the front office taking a proactive approach, especially after previous seasons where we felt some moves were left on the table. And as fans, we have to engage with these decisions. It's our right to be vocal about our hopes and fears. So, what do you think? Is trading for Scott Laughton the right strategic move? Or should we hold tight to our future assets and seek other options? I want to hear your opinions down below. As we continue to speculate on trades and roster moves, let's not forget the most crucial part. The heart and soul of this team lies within us, the fans. Our hopes for a deep playoff run, the dreams of seeing the Leafs hoist the cup after so many years, they all hinge on moves like these. Leafs Nation, we might be on the brink of a blockbuster trade that could shake up the NHL landscape. Rumors are swirling that the Toronto Maple Leafs are preparing to make a significant move before the trade deadline, and two names have emerged. That could be heading back to the blue and white. It's time to dive deep into the possibilities, and trust me, this could change everything for our team. According to journalist Jonas Siegel from The Athletic, the Leafs need to act aggressively if they want to solidify their status as true championship contenders. The two players generating buzz are Ryan O'Reilly from the Nashville Predators and Colton Parayko from the St. Louis Blues. But which one makes the most sense for Toronto? Let's break it down. Firstly, let's talk about Ryan O'Reilly. The 34-year-old veteran had a brief yet impactful stint with the Leafs in 2023, making his presence felt during the playoffs. Currently playing for Nashville, he's still a vital player, boasting 14 goals and 34 points in 51 games this season. But here's the kicker. O'Reilly is under contract with the Predators until 2027, earning a solid $4.5 million per year. So the question becomes, What would the Leafs be willing to give up to secure one of Nashville's core players? Toronto is in need of a center to add depth, but let's be real. Do we really need another center when we have Austin Matthews and John Tavares already? That brings us to Colton Parayko. This 30-year-old defenseman could be the answer to our blue line issues. He's a big-bodied player with notable playoff experience and was crucial in the Blues' Stanley Cup run in 2019 under head coach Craig Berube. This season, Parayko has recorded 12 goals and 17 assists in 55 games while averaging an impressive 24 minutes of ice time. He's exactly the type of player who can anchor our defense during critical moments. However, there's a catch. Parayko is signed until 2030 with a cap hit of $6.5 million per season. For the Leafs to fit him into their roster, they would need to clear some serious cap space. Now, here's where it gets intriguing. Would the Leafs be willing to part with key assets to bring in a defenseman of Parayko's caliber? With Coach Berube's familiarity with both players, his influence could be a game-changer in this decision-making process. But let's not forget the risks involved. The Leafs are at a pivotal moment, and a misstep could have serious repercussions for our playoff aspirations. So, what's the right path here? Is O'Reilly the missing piece for a more consistent playoff offense? Or does Parayko provide the defensive stability we desperately need? Honestly, I'm torn. Each option has its pros and cons, and both players bring unique skills to the table. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Should the Leafs go all in on O'Reilly, or is Parayko the smart choice to shore up our defense? Your voice matters in this debate, and I'm eager to see what you all think about these potential trades. As we move closer to the trade deadline, stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to keep the conversation going, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is an exciting time for Leafs fans, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds.